good morning, good evening, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are in podcast land. Brendan Cunningham, the real estate doctor at EXP. Matt Paul does it all. We're going to talk about all the things that have happened in the last week.
Yep.
And there's
Been a lot.
gulp, the big things. We're coming up the heels of a lot of elections.
Yep.
Some of them are interesting. Some of them are mind-blowing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Good way to put it.
Let's talk about the biggest alligator in the room.
Yep.
New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
What these people are. I mean, I do
Pretty
know.
scary.
I was having a conversation with somebody. How does this happen? How it happens is less important than it has happened.
Yeah. Yep.
And now you have a guy who's an espoused socialist. If you want to call him a communist, one's sort of close to the other. I don't know.
Yeah.
But let me go on record. Not a good thing.
No, it's not going to be a good thing.
Not a good thing. And the worst part is, his policies are he wants to defund the police and all this. So you're going to have an economy that's in a state of flux, and you're going to try and come up with socialist solutions. And then the worst part is, one of the biggest reasons why people don't want to be in New York City, I think, is because it's not safe anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just not safe.
Not just the cost. Now it's
safety. So I have a great idea to help, assuage people's concerns about safety. Let's defund the police.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
please.
and you're going to see police that aren't happy.
Yo, of course not.
They're going to be taking early retirement. And they're not going to be able to cover the bases.
Yeah,
and that's the problem.
That's scary.
Yeah. So I wish them well. I will keep them in my prayers. I have family there. I think it was the biggest bonehead decision in my lifetime.
Our lifetime.
In my lifetime.
Yep.
So,
but how does that relate to real estate now? I remember we had talked.
We talked about it. Yeah. The numbers are continuing to get bizarre.
Yes. and you heard a story of somebody who was relocating from Manhattan just outside, right? And they paid $700,000 over the asking price. That's how competitive it has become.
The outer rim suburbs is where the I hate to say the word flight, it seems to be going to. And that's an interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that we learn in real estate, and I don't know that you've ever experienced it. I have never experienced it, but I know what it is.
Okay.
And you learn about it in the real estate course, and it's against the law. It's called block busting.
Yeah, no, I've not experienced it.
Okay. Yep. No. When I was in New York City, there were certain pockets, like Howard Beach was a famous place where Gotti comes from.
Yep.
Very famous. They were doing a lot of block busting. And so it was, you got to sell now because certain ethnic groups are moving in. You're not allowed to do that.
That's illegal. Yep.
It's illegal. But I think that you're going to see some of that down in New York City because people will be selling out of fear.
Yep.
And depending how the agent presents it, he could be accused of block busting.
Yep.
Saying, well, everyone else is saying it's time for you to sell.
Yep.
Even if they think you can't do it.
You can't. Yeah.
So that's a concern.
Yes.
Because we're very strong advocates of fair housing.
Yep.
But economies shift. And things will happen. So this is, I hate to say a wait and see.
Yeah, I was going to say it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah,
keep our eyes on it.
Yeah, I'm sort of doing like this wait and see. Because I think nothing good comes from it. Really, nothing.
Hopefully, we're wrong.
Nothing good. I know. I want to be absolutely wrong on this. And then we have an election here.
Yep.
And one of the things that was interesting about the election here is Scanlon, the acting president. The party decided not to endorse him. A lot of people like Scanlon, myself included.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have voted for him, even though he's on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a problem with that. In the city of Buffalo, we've had the same team for 61 years. That's just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing good about that. It's tired blood.
Yep.
So they didn't pick him, but they picked somebody else from their team.
Yep.
So you're getting the same team no matter what. And the guy that did get elected ran a campaign that, frankly, he didn't come on our show.
Well, he wasn't.
It wasn't because he wasn't asked, but he didn't go on anyone's show.
No.
He did the campaigning from the bunker, as they accused him.
Yep.
The problem with that particular candidate is he's very sympathetic toward things from downstate.
Yes.
And at least, even if it's not true, that's the perception. So maybe that's not the entire reality.
Because he is from here, but
he's a New York City sympathizer.
Yep.
And and we've had people, Warren, she endorsed Mondani, and she, I think, essentially said this is the face of our party.
Yeah, Hochul did
it's not a good look. Hochul said, it's not a good look.
No.
But anyway, so Yeah, we're going to expect, you're going to probably see people moving around.
Yes. Yep.
That has already started.
Yep.
I did something interesting this morning. I went to Perplexity, my new favorite
Yeah.
AI tool. It's
yep.
wonderful because it answers the question.
Yeah.
It doesn't just give you sites like
Yep.
go to Google and get more information.
Yep.
And I said, what will be the impact in terms of inventory increasing or decreasing after the election?
Oh.
And it said, it gave me a bounce. And it
Okay.
said, after elections, there's usually a slight increase in listing inventory
Okay.
after every election. It's just the way it is.
Okay.
And then what happens is it tends to sort of balance itself out over the next 6 months. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I think there'll be a little bounce. You'll see a few things like seasonal stuff.
Yep.
And then when the crime starts to go up, if it does,
Yep.
because of the reasons we talked about, you're going to say, yeah, it's time for me to get out of here.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, safety is very important.
Yeah. I have a cousin that I'm thinking of. He's older than I am, and he's living in Queens by himself in a house that here you would pay maybe $350. Down there, it's probably about $1 million in front of that.
Yeah.
It's just a little house in Queens. And his family's been advocating for him to get out for years. I will be shocked if he doesn't get out in the next 6 months.
Really?
Shocked.
Wow.
Because there's no reason to keep there,
Yeah.
keep him there. And now he's worried about,
Yep.
things might get weird.
Yep.
Yep. So it's a whole different lifestyle that way.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But
yes. Yep.
So another interesting statistic about one of this is like one of the myths too. I don't know, it was an official myth when we did our myth show.
Let's see if I remember.
We talked about school loans. Can you buy if you have school loans?
Oh, yeah.
And the answer is?
Well, it's debt no matter what. So if you have, as long as you have the right debt to income ratio, yes, you can buy with student loans.
Okay. And as it turns out, 32% of the people that buy a house have student loans.
Yep.
Okay. So
I bought my first house with loans.
My daughter bought her first house with loans, and she's got loans up to being.
Yeah. Depending on what you went to school for, absolutely. And but it really, and I had about 70,000 in loans, and as long as I made enough money to pay that bill as well as my mortgage.
Yeah. So that's a myth. I mean, if you hear, you can't do this, you can't do it.
Yep.
And if you have to have a minimum 800 credit score, myth.
Nope.
No, you can have really lousy credit scores.
I think I was in the 600s when I first bought.
Well, what's interesting about that, I was in the 600s. I used to think that was really low.
Yeah, it's actually good.
And it's actually good now. Like 680, you're a bum, right?
Yeah.
680, man, you're a rock star at 680.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, you can get it as low as 500, I think.
I think so,
and then with veterans is nothing.
Yeah.
You could have no credit
Yep.
and get it as long as you're a veteran.
Yeah, as long as for the VA loan.
So and that's a good thing too. It's harder for them to buy houses for other reasons, but that's a good thing.
Yep.
So interesting state of affairs.
Yeah.
Now, 2 weeks ago, we were at an event that you were partially responsible for putting together over at Rivers.
Yep, River
Works.
Yeah,
River Works. And it was amazing. We invited like 150 agents and brokers from our area, not necessarily that are affiliated with us. Yep. These were our competitors.
Yeah, and we have people from Canada too.
We have people from Canada. That's exactly. Oh, I didn't need to tee that up here.
Nope.
And what's interesting about that is Canada, which is literally our next door neighbor.
Yeah.
I mean, where I live, I'm about 1.25 miles from seeing Canada.
Where we sit right now, we're 15 minutes, 10 minutes from the bridge. Yeah.
Joel, our fearless leader, he can see Canada from his front window.
Yep.
He can see the mist of the falls from his front window.
Yep.
Okay. So it's very close, but it may as well be in outer space because we don't usually go there to do real estate.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
totally different.
It's a different market, it's a different country, different rules.
Yep.
We had a very interesting lady, the one that used to be the flight attendant. She worked at Denny's.
Oh, was that Emily?
Is that what the name was?
The middle speaker?
Yes.
Emily,
and who was constantly apologizing.
Yes.
Well, I've never done this. Well, shut up. You're fine. You just go with it, right?
Yeah.
And she is, I mean, I don't want to say she's the queen of Niagara Falls, Canada, Niagara Falls, Ontario, but I think she's kind of the queen of
Ontario.
She was the #1, I think, team leader in all of Niagara Falls, Canada. And what was really interesting is how different that market is and how it's right next to us.
Yep.
It may as well be in outer space.
Yes.
It's the exact opposite of our market.
Yep.
The exact opposite. They're up to their eyebrows in inventory. They got more, they have so much inventory that they're doing something that I'm surprised you even know about. The caravans. The tours. Did you ever do that?
Well, so yeah, when I first started, we used to do property tours as a part
Property tours. It was
of your meeting, your weekly
party.
meeting. Yep.
Every office met on Tuesdays,
hmm
and there's a reason for that,
On
which
10
is
o'clock on
goofy.
Tuesday.
10 o'clock on Tuesday, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
They try to do 9 o'clock, but realtors can't get up at that early.
Yeah.
And and after your meeting, you would look at the new inventory that came on the market. You would literally drive there and you'd physically inspect it. It wasn't a bad thing.
Nope.
But it became a little archaic, especially because now you can tour properties online.
Yep.
You don't have to spend money on gas. You don't have to burn the time.
Yep.
So that.
And you tend to lose people, you know, when
And you lose people.
start.
If you had 10 houses on tour, no one would. The only person that made it to the 10th was the manager.
Yeah.
You know,
or the person who's listening.
or the person who's listening, and then you say, "Oh, because no one showed up."
Yeah.
So it was, but they're doing tours like in the olden days because there's so much inventory. You know, I can remember when the market collapsed in Vegas, there was so much inventory, and they used to have tour buses just on one day, just for the foreclosures.
Wow.
Yeah. It's the problem with those markets, they have booms and busts.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to be in Vegas, make sure you're hitting the boom.
Yeah.
Okay. And make sure you're selling in the boom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because
you
got burned. You were in one of those
in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
And they go up, they go down. Here it's nice and easy. It's nice and constant. You know, we don't have the big swells. Although in the last couple of years we did. We did have an unusual swell. Yeah. But normally 3% a year if you get it, it's a wonderful thing. But in Niagara Falls, Ontario, there's so much inventory.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Right? And yeah, so you could probably even do contingent sales there.
Yeah.
Well, I got nobody else coming up and stepping up here. We're here. You're probably not going to be able to get away with it.
No, it's a tough one to sell.
Yeah, here we're having multiple offers. Here, contingent sales probably not a thing. Contingent on the sale of a house. So yeah, worlds are colliding. It's just amazing the things that are going on. But so now the impact of the mayor here, I guess, I don't know, maybe it'll be business as usual.
Yeah, I mean, I heard him on the radio yesterday for the first time.
And he came out from under his blanket.
Yeah, and he was talking about bringing back Thursday in the Square and a couple of different events that would attract.
Yeah, he's going to give some bread and circuses to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll see what happens. You know, the biggest thing is, you know, James Gardner, when he was on and talking about the budget, that's a huge concern for me. I live in the city. You know, I know how bad the infrastructure is, the roads, the electric. I mean,
the electric, please.
Yeah, hopefully we really start to, you know.
The electric thing is interesting because now everyone is talking about it, and it's like it's a little late in the day because we're like 6 weeks, 7 weeks away from it becoming mandated.
Yeah,
January 1, and now they're saying, "Well, we're going to have to push this thing out a little bit." Yeah, so you're finally waking up and smelling the coffee,
realizing that it's not possible.
Well, you're going to kill people. You will kill people.
Yep.
You know, I have an all electric house, and my electric went out, and it's zero.
Yep.
What do I do? Well, turn on your gas stove. Well, you don't have a gas stove. Okay, now what do I do?
Yeah. Yep.
Eat beans.
Or a generator.
Get gas that way, I guess.
The gas generators, those are going to be obsolete, right? That's the only backup system when your power goes out.
It's like the thing about
finished basement, you're done.
Oh yeah. The thing I find so amazing about all these elections is these guys tell you what they're going to do, and they sound idiotic because most of the time they are idiotic, and you still vote for them.
Yeah, but then they don't do it.
And then they don't do it anyway. So it's frustrating, and you know, as you get older, you just sort of throw your hands up and say, "Hey, you know, I can't do this anymore," and I'll get out of Dodge. It's out of my control.
Yep, don't lose sleep over it.
But
we'll see. It's
open houses. Any open houses coming up?
Not
a lot of inventory to have open houses.
No, not really.
Most of the open houses, you know, typically a lot of things are getting sold before the open house.
Yep.
One of the members of our team, Nona, I was supposed to do an open house for her last week. House got sold before the open house.
Wow. Yeah.
Boom. Done.
No reason to have it after there's a contract.
Yeah. No. And she was like, whatever, 50,000 over the asking price. Bing, bang, boom, done.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah.
And another thing I saw too, that we might get that white flaky stuff coming down next week.
And snow.
Yeah. So when that starts to happen, you know, it can slow things down a little bit.
You know what it does? It slows things down. But what's really interesting is when you start to have a lot of snow, there are some agents, they don't care.
No.
As long as they got 4-wheel drive, they're out showing houses.
They got to bring a shovel with them.
They bring a shovel with them.
Yep.
And those are the ones that are usually at the top of the game.
And they're doing deals
when the snow comes and people wimp out and they say, I can't go out. Well, you're not having a sale, and this one is because she's putting She's putting those
snow boots on.
The snow boots with the Wonder Bread bags. I didn't know about that. I think that's a local thing with the Wonder Bread bag, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Put those in your boots.
I used to do that. It was, grocery bags.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it just keeps them dry.
Keeps your feet dry, man. You don't want to get your feet get wet in the winter. You're done.
Fun. Yeah.
It's not a good thing. So real estate, yeah. What do you think about that? Unbelievable.
Yeah. It's going to be a little bit of an interesting ride here, but I'm hopelessly optimistic, I guess.
Yeah, and then I think they're going to probably get the government to come back to do what they're doing the next week or so. I think they're going to get it back.
Oh yeah, the shutdown.
Yeah,
I do too.
I think they're about 4 or 5 votes short at this point.
Yep.
And they pretty much want to throw Schumer out a window at this point.
Yep.
He's like smart enough to do the right thing here.
Stop being so difficult.
Yeah, I mean everyone's looking to dump him. They just can't find a garbage can big enough.
Yeah, well, he's been around for so long. It's a tough one.
When I was first getting in the real estate business, Schumer was just running for councilman or something like congressman.
Yeah.
And I actually helped him with his campaign.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Shame on you.
Shame on me. But I was in New York. I was in New York City, and I wasn't a Democrat, but yeah, he was very visible when he first came around, and now he's visible and goofy.
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
No.
Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
That's what it is.
He always reminds me.
It's the real truth.
He always reminds me of the Penguin on the old Batman series.
Really?
With the cigarette holder and the glasses over.
Yeah.
But
I can see the resemblance.
Yeah. So this is a stay tuned show. We do have some really interesting guests coming up over the next couple of weeks. We have some guys coming in remotely. We'll be talking about 1031 exchanges.
Yep, that's in 2 weeks.
We're going to talk about some real property management guys we got coming in, so that you can have a more comprehensive attitude and understand what you want to do in real estate, whether it's buy, invest, or sell.
Yep.
Because that's what we do.
We'll keep bringing you the information.
So you have questions, we have answers. Sometimes they're the right answers, but either way you get an answer. Okay?
Get an answer.
And I think that's an okay thing. Could you just answer the question?
Yep.
I get so frustrated when they ask the politicians questions and they're
so
not even close to an answer.
No, I know.
They said, could you just say yes or no?
Yeah. No, we'll give you the answer.
Babu. But no, this is a yes or no. Is this guy a dope? Well, dope is a hard way to, I don't know. No, he's a dope.
No, shoot it straight.
Yeah.
If we don't know it, we'll
and that's what we do. We're the realtors that give you the real story, and you should be able to find us a little more easily because we had a little thing going on.
Yeah, the channel, it wasn't on its own channel, so I now have us on the Real Realtors podcast on YouTube. So if you want to tune into any of our previous shows, feel free.
Yeah, they're good.
All in there.
I tune into some of our shows and say, I like these guys.
I can handle them for
friendly.
20 minutes.
I mean, and they're telling us stuff that I wouldn't have thought about.
Yep. Yep. That's the whole point.
Yeah, and so many times people, they want to sound smart and give you abbreviations. And no, we want you to know.
We want you to understand those.
We want you to know. Yeah. What the heck does that mean? They came out with a couple of I was at a meeting this morning at a green committee. They were throwing letters around, and I said, "Come on, man, alphabet soup here.
Yeah,
what the hell are you talking about?" I'm pretty smart, but now I got to stop and ask, "What the heck is a DIFC?"
Yeah, come on, throw me a bone.
Snafu.
Yeah,
right? You know what snafu means, right?
Yeah.
Right. Situation normal. Everything fouled up.
Yeah.
It's a military term. All right, so take it away.
Please like, follow, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know if there's any questions we can address on the show.
And I'm Brendan Cunningham, the real estate doctor, and I say, this guy knows what he's talking about.
So does this guy.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Together we are those realtor guys.